the stuff that is threatening to people that comes from the left is so much more in their everyday life. It's not vague. Like to most people, what's Trump and democracy? It's a vague thought. And Ukraine, that's very far away. Was it impeachable? Who knows? But I know about my kid coming home from school and saying, well, they're telling me I can't tell you.
Yeah.
If I change my sex.
Or saying, as we discussed on your show when I was a guest, suggesting to your perfectly normal son that he might be a girl. At my all-boys school, they kept asking them over and over, raise your hand. Well, where are you on the scale of girl to boy, 0 through 5?
I did an editorial only like 3 weeks ago, and I used the word entrapment. I mean, it was about comparing what goes on in the schools with entrapment. I don't think anybody had ever put it that way. But entrapment in the law, I'm sure you know this better than I do, means suggesting someone into a crime.
Yep.
Something they wouldn't have thought of to do anyway. I mean, I used the example of after 9/11, there were a number of cases where law enforcement basically entrapped people who were not really going to be terrorists. The one case I mentioned was the Liberty Seven guys in Liberty City, Miami, a poor section of Miami. And they basically went to them and said, you know, wouldn't it be cool if you blew up the Sears Tower in Chicago and taught the man a lesson? And these guys who didn't even have a gun, probably the only guys in the neighborhood who didn't have a gun, said, yeah, that would be pretty.
Do this thing.
That would be pretty cool. That's entrapment. And I was saying, look, when you constantly talk to little kids about sex and gender and constantly put out the idea that maybe the body you're in is not the correct one, aligning with what's in your mind, that's entrapment. That to me is the same thing. You're suggesting them into something they wouldn't have thought of anyway. Because I promise you, when I was a kid, it never crossed my mind. I never thought, maybe I am a girl. I mean, I thought a lot of, how could I learn how to talk to a girl? But even at that age, we didn't want to talk to a girl. We had not reached puberty yet.